Ooh, it's a hot one in Texas today, so I figure I'll show what I'm doing out here. Doing some handrail right now. So in order to get my cuts, I come in and I'll mark my main center line. Now, this isn't quite exactly straight down the center. We'll fix this up with the tiger's paw. But what's important is that these cuts on this low side don't go below here. So when we're taking the tiger's paw and coping it back out, we're gonna clean that up a little bit more. So it'll end up looking like, I'm gonna grab a little fitting real quick. When you get done, you can make those lines straight with each other, and you're gonna end up filling it with weld. So that way you can get that piece on there and get a nice fit up. Now what I've also done too is down on my end, I use the arc droid to go ahead and cut my holes in the plate. That way I can go ahead and run my string straight through the middle and then bring it all the way down and mark each one right at the base so you can get that line right there and make that pipe sit right on top. And since I do a lot of my fabrication work alone, I want to be able to do this the simplest way. Now if there's a span in between, you need to have a pipe that goes inside. At least 6 inches to 12 inches is better. The longer the better. I mean, if you want to slide a whole entire pipe in there to have a good night's sleep, do that. But in the sections where they do meet in the middle, try not to have them meet. Try to have them meet in the center here with a spliced piece of pipe on the inside. What I have here is a 1 1/4 inch ID, and then I have a 1 inch ID as well here. And those two slide inside of each other that way. That way you have a splice section, and you usually put it right dead center, so that way you can weld that all together, grind it down smooth, and nobody will never know. Plus there's plenty of stick out. Now this isn't even a section, this is a drop from one of the sections I had. So just a little handrail tip today. Also, since we're following ADA standards, I have to put a top rail and a 4-inch up bottom rail, and the bottom has to be 4 inches underneath the pipe. So, as well as down here, I have a pre-made flag that I made in the shop. So I use a Rogue Fab tubing bender to bend these bends. And what that's gonna do is gonna go here on the end, and we're gonna have a little flag off. Now, your bottom of this bottom pipe here to here cannot be any higher than 27 inches. So normally standard, you're gonna do 12 by 12 across, square, rounded. I don't think that square corners are allowed, so do rounded corners if you have to. If you are running into a situation where you're running rectangular tubing, square tubing, you'll have to find a way to round that. I don't believe that you can do square. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So I just figure I'd come out and share what we got going today. The welder had a slight little hiccup. It didn't want to even throw arc. It didn't even want to produce power, so I had to open it up, and maybe it was a fuse. I took them apart, put it back together, something happened, so we are good to go on there, and we're just gonna finish this job up and get out of here before the next rains come. And I've been doing this in the sprinkling, so electrifying. And just like that, we got our 16-inch lap. Oh, sorry, 8-inch, 16 over total. And then we gotta shove it in down that hole, put this drop on here to the end of there, put this up here, and just like, there we go, a little quick and dry fit up. So we got our lap. For this one, we'll close the gap up so it's level. That's tilted down right now, nothing's tacked up. Then we got our spacement for our other one here. I'll weld this in to here first before we go to put this together, so we got to do that. We just need to put a tack there, bring this, got it stuck on there, that's why. I fit it up in there, so there we go. Yeah, so that's what it's like. And then let me go ahead and just do some more tacks real quick. Another thing, when marking for the centers, because I'm going to go ahead and just cut these while I'm at it, between here and there, you take the inside measurement, and then your coping cut, you need to add 7/16 of an inch. So when you're doing it, you got to do 7/16 plus 7/16, so 7/8 of an inch is what you need to add to the total measurement from inside to inside. Now when you're doing your cope, make sure you just cut a little extra so you have, maybe your measurement isn't good when you're doing by yourself, so leave a little bit of room for grinding, because grinding will save you a lot more time than trying to weld it up. So when doing this, you want to find the seam line as best as you can. This is going to help you to make sure that your cuts are going to be straight when lining everything up. So mark your 7/16 of an inch back here, and then pull down and mark that line across, cut straight from that center line, 45 each one. And then and cope your grinding cut out of there on each side, and you'll be set. One other thing, keep wood blocks or wood 2x4s in your truck, or something that's easy to cut, and use them for your set guidance heights. It helps a lot, especially when you're by yourself. So I got these cut at 4 because that's what that's going to require. So we're going to have our flag, we're going to have our bottom rail, top rail. We're all good to go. Second bar is in. Now I'm ready for my third bar, but here's where I run into an issue. So I need this plate to sit flush. Well, it's really unlevel. So got to take out the chipping hammer. I've marked out an area with my plumb bob to find out from this edge hole here down to there. And then I've marked out the general area of the plate. I want a little bit of room so I can move it if I need to get that height exactly 4 inches underneath the pipe. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of chiseling. Now, when chiseling, not a super expert at this, but this works for me. As I chisel in my hard lines, kind of where I want to break off the rock, and then I chisel my other line down and chisel it out. Now, what I'll do is hold my hand here to reduce the amount of vibrations that's going to hit, and then I'll hold my other hand on here pushing down, but then I'll just chisel flat that until it's no longer a hump anymore there, and just keep working it until it's all nice and smooth like the rest of this is here. So I have my splice joint welded on one side. I'm gonna get ready to add the other weld to the other side. Everything's tacked up down that way. Spacers are all set for the right height. Just gotta come down over here to the flagpole, do this extension over here, and finish it off down there, and we're almost set. All right, flag is welded on. I grind these all down. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, take it off the wall. To get these burn marks right here off the wall, use a little wire brush and kind of etch it in the way that it looks like. If not, soap and water works really well too as well. Was able to pick it up and get it over there. That was not easy. So now I'm going to clean up that burn mark from that weld, this one, that one, and those two over there. Get that all cleaned up, grind this all down, paint this up, let it dry, put it back on here, and then get out of here because it's going to rain again. And I don't want to take this home today and finish this after work. Oh, I didn't have enough tiger paws to finish the job. I should have got material before I started. Well, I did have material, but I ran short on my grinding discs. So that'll happen. Always figure for extra on your expendables or consumables. I mean, beautiful. There's one perks of like coming out in these jobs is there's just nature.